minimize that as well.
Perfect.
And the last thing we'll do is we'll log into our Skype account. So let's say we're logging into Korean, since that's when you're going to be doing. Click on use another account. Perfect.
And then it was TRC online one?
Online TRC
Online
one.
TRC.
Here you go. At this point, you just hit skip. Skip. Oh, you skipped too many. This one you have to double check. Okay, so instead of default communications, you'll want to click on it and make sure that it is voice meter output. But there's two of them. One says aux twice, one says aux once. You want the one that's aux once.
Okay.
And then the same thing for that. It'll be just the input. Perfect. Okay, and then you hit continue. And then you just have to wait a sec till the camera pops on. Okay, now we're going to hit continue. Now, the reason you had to do all those things is because this is the first time on this computer that it's been logged into. Yeah.
Okay.
So you wouldn't normally have to do all of that.
Okay.
So, okay, and then you're usually faced with a ton of stuff like this.
All the people that they've talked to.
Yeah, exactly.
Before.
So let's go back to Chrome. I'll give you an example and go to this Friday evening online. This is Korean, right?
Yeah.
This person's on Skype. So Jeonjun. So go ahead and type Ju with a Y in the search up there.
Right there.
Perfect. And you just click on the person. Okay. So now this computer is ready for missionaries to sit down on.
So this is what it should look like when they get here.
So that's the typical setup. You log in, open up the 3 programs, just test the microphones, start streaming, log into the correct Skype account, and then select the person. So now missionaries can sit down, grab the headphones, press the video chat button.
And they're good.
And you want Skype full screen like this. This is perfect because you don't want them to see the other programs.
Yeah.
And
do they already know like who specifically they're teaching or no?
No, they just know they're teaching.
They just go to one of their computers. Okay.
Yeah, you would just tell them like these computers are Korean, these computers are Thai,
so the computers don't have to be set up. I mean, obviously you want them by language, but they don't have to be set up in a specific order.
No, not at all. Yeah. Okay. So you're good there. Okay. One more thing to know about when you're setting up, a lot of times, if we come back to this, there will be a backup person or two. Instead of setting them up on their own computer, you would set up these 8, and then you would just know if missionaries are calling and a person isn't answering.
Then you can go.
You just switch to the new person.
Okay.
Yeah. So, not super hard, but just be aware of that. There will be usually more people than there are actual companionships on purpose. So, okay.
Sweet.
Oh, that's not what it's doing. Let's go through some troubleshooting a little bit because you're going to get a lot of missionaries who will raise their hands. We can't hear them, or they can't hear us, or this, that, or the other. There's like 4 main places you can go for troubleshooting, and I'm just going to go over each of them with you, and then I'm going to mess them all up without you looking and have you fix them all.
Okay, and I remember you said do not unplug the headphones.
Yeah, do not.
Okay.
You can, though. The missionaries just can't.
Okay.
So let's start with voice meter, because it looks the scariest, but it really is pretty simple. Okay, so some of the most common problems. The way these are, you can like click on them and select other things. I don't even really know what they do. I just know the pattern is B1, 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 and then all the A's over here.
Okay.
So that's the pattern. If something else is clicked over here, it might mess it up. Yeah. So that's the first thing is you can at a glance look at that and be like, okay, those are all taken care of.
Okay.
The second thing is that there's input and these are your outputs right here. And they have to match. So input 1 needs to match A1, input 2 needs to match A2, etc. So most of the time when someone unplugs or plugs back in, this is the problem, is up here. So if you notice, if I click on this, there's a ton of things on here. WDM is the one you want to select. For whatever reason, NME is like a repeat of the same things, but it's not good.
Okay.
You'll also notice that some say webcam, and we don't want that because this is a speaker on. Right? We don't want that. So they'll either be called Platronics or Jabra, and if there's multiple Platronics, they will have different numbers. It'll be like Platronics 1, Platronics 2, C520. Or sometimes you have Plantronics C520 and Plantronics C420.
Okay.
They'll be different in some way. So you just got to make sure this one's Plantronics C520, this one's Plantronics C520. This one is the Jabra, this one is the Jabra. And those have to match. So that's usually the second thing I'll check if that.
And there doesn't have to be 1 on 3.
No, not unless there's a third headset.
Okay.
Yep. The last thing you can do with this, this happens pretty commonly for whatever reason. Let's say the program was used this afternoon, and then the computer wasn't, like, the program wasn't closed, so it was just left running like this. So when you log on again, it's already here like this. A lot of times, if a Skype call is made, the missionaries can talk fine, but the person is like really fuzzy and talks like this.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, the simple fix is you just click on menu and
it fixes it.
It's literally fixed that fast. I'll just say, can you hear them now? And I'll have them talk, and they're like, whoa, magic. Like, the missionaries often think it's a bad connection, and for whatever reason, it's just like the program needs like a little reset.
Okay.
So I want you now to tell me what are the things you would look through on this to fix if there was a problem.
Yeah, so I would like to see if this is a B1, B1, B1. All three would be the same, and then I check the hardware, or the input and the output, and make sure that they're the same. So that's like the Plantronics, whatever.
Yep.
That one's the same. That one's the same as that.
Perfect.
And then if they're having issues with the other person's sound, click here to start with.
Perfect. Okay. One last thing. If someone unplugs and plugs in headphones while this is running, it won't register like the new headset. It's not new, but it's the same one.
So you have to.
So you have to actually quit the whole program, open it back up, and then you should be good at that point. And you'd still have to like
make sure it's all the same.
Yeah. Okay. So that's Voice Meter Banana. It's super important, and most of the time it runs fine. Most problems are fixed by just clicking. Yeah. So we'll minimize that. Okay. Let's talk about OBS. It looks really cool because it like this is showing what the teacher can see. Yeah. So it's recording itself. Yeah. It's kind of cool. Anyway. Most common problems from here come from these sources not being here, like accidentally being deleted. So there's audio output and input, which makes sense. You want the teachers to be able to hear everything that goes in and out of the computer, and then display capture.
Okay.
So, and you can take them off.
But then you can add them back on.
And you can add them back on. So all you do is you hit the plus button, you figure out what's missing first, right?
And then just add it.
And then display capture. And it'll just ask you, and it'll say yes and yes. And there it is. So, checking those three things, make sure that you have audio and display. This